Yeah, guys. Right, one sec. Oh, I've just come across something. Right, I'm gonna. Oh no, don't want to stream. No, wait on. Right. Hey. I told you things were gonna get wild. Flock cameras in the USA. The flock cameras. I told you, the next 3.5 years are gonna be wild. They're gonna be wild, right? The next 3.5 years are gonna be wild. That's when it's gonna get to the serious things after the 3.5 years. But let's get to the first 3.5 years from now, right? America is having all the Flots cameras. Now I'm gonna put it on my post. I'm gonna put it on my post, right? Look at my post. The reason why I put my post up is I'm showing the proof, the stuff I'm talking about. That's why I put it on my post. I'm not gonna do videos and stuff. I'm just gonna do live streams and posts. That's it, right? So always look at my post. Always, right? But yeah, flock cameras. They're being, oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it. This is from a gamer, right? It's called Mudaha, right? I'm going to put his link up, so I copied it. I'm going to put it up on my post. Yeah, Mudaha, he calls himself. And yeah, I like him. I like him. He talks about the digital ID, this, that, and the other. I only watch people who talk about truth, digital ID, stuff like that, face recognition, deep state shit, deep state shit. I can't say it. I'm a I can't say it, conspiracist. Fucking, I'm getting the hiccups again. Wait on. Conspiracy. Conspiracist. Oh my goodness. Right, whatever you call it. But I'm not. I look at the detail. I'm a conspiracy, but I look at the detail, right? I don't just look at the surface. Even on a conspiracy, I don't look at the surface. I go deeper. I go way deeper, right? Because I understand that this world is not just controlled by the conspiracy. It's the people above the conspiracy you got to look at, right? The people above it. All these flock cameras that are coming down now all of a sudden, they've been spread all over America. Look at on that flock cameras. I'm punching the year and it will show you transition from the year 2000 onwards. And you'll see flock cameras coming in very slowly, and you'll see it from New York, and it'll start flooding all the way towards the west, all the way towards the west, slowly. You can see it on the map. Seriously. Flock cameras just been put up everywhere. And it's not about tracking number plates. No, it's not. Look, America and England, right? Hey, I'm English, right? And I said to someone today, he was from Scottish. I was speaking today, right? I don't give a shit where you're from. I'm going from heart and mind, right? Look what's happening. Every nation is calling out each other nation. So you get America and England calling out China, who sides with Russia, which Russia is orthodox, and yet China doesn't believe in a religion, which doesn't go by the way. And then you got North Korea that accepts China, right? They got more cahoots together there, in a way, right? You got to look at the political things. You got to be very wise about this. Look, listen to what I'm saying. So therefore, if you've got England and America saying that China is enemies, why is it that we're taking on their policies around the world? Why is it we're bringing in the digital ID like they've done, China? Right? China's not the enemy, right? They're all in cahoots together. They're pretending to be enemies. They're pretending to be enemies. And they're following China's model of censorship, digital ID, face recognition, Everything. They're following China. And China and North Korea already followed China anyway. And we're following suit too. Right? We're following suit. Right? Communist. We're following communist shit by doing what China's doing, by filming shit, right? Tracking people. We're becoming like China, and yet we're supposed to hate China. They're the enemy, and Russia's the enemy. Bollocks! They're friends. They're friends. They're all in cahoots together. It's all to deceive you. It's all to deceive you. China already brought in the censorship originally, right? With the face recognition and everything, right? And then all of a sudden, we're all building up towards Russia and China. Oh shit, hang on. You're not enemies, you're friends. Because we're all following suit. We're all following suit into what China's doing. Or the United Nations, or the Bilderberg Group, or the World Economic Forum, or Bill Gates, or whatever. We're following suit. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all there to drag you in one direction. Satan's going to take control of China eventually anyway, right? Because China's god is gambling and money. That's their god, so they must have a god. Well, he's going to get rid of that. Satan is. The Antichrist and shit. They're going to get rid of that, right? So why follow them all into the gates of hell when you can stand back and think, fuck that, man. These people are crazy. Every government, every corporation, every religion, they're just following suit. China's not the enemy. They're the friends, really, to England, to America, to France, to everybody else. Why do you think they have the United Nations? Why do you think all these religions go to the United Nations? It's not just the countries, the religions, the military go to the United Nations too. Why is that? Just like the Bilderberg Group, same thing but more dramatic, because the United Nations used to be the League of Nations and it died. You know why? It says in the Bible they died and got resurrected into the United Nations, right? The wild beast. Right? The wild beast. Right? These people have countries, religions, and military under the United Nations. Right? What do you think they're doing? They're manipulating everybody else. Telling the religious leaders, if you want your funding, shut the fuck up and do as you're fucking told. Otherwise, you get your funding cut. Right? Like the religions, all charity run. Say the wrong thing, you get your benefit cut or your funding cut, whatever, right? It's there to stop you for saying what is right and calling out wrong is wrong, right? That's what it's all about. Come down to the true facts, heart and mind. Heart and mind. These people have lost their heart and mind, these people in the world. The governments, corporations, and society and stuff. They've all lost their heart and minds to debase shit, money, fame, all this, that, and the other, right? They're drowning in it. They're drowning in it, right? They're drowning in it. Leave them to it. You can't save everybody. All you can do is your best and say, look, I'll call out what's right, but I'll definitely call out what's wrong. Definitely what's wrong. Because I'm not going to be accountable to God or Jesus for your sake, right? I've got to think about myself too. But at the end of the day, I will call it out. And if I lose my life, I lose my life. But guess what? That makes me a martyr. It makes me a martyr, right? Understand that, my brothers and sisters, right? Out there. Stand your ground. Stand your ground with your morals, principles, ethics. If you've got them, hoping you have, you know, for the people I'm thinking out there that don't, I'm hoping you have, but for the people who do, keep them, stand firm with them, stand firm, right? At the end of the day, it's going to come from all sides. Religious sides, government sides, even maybe your relationship side. You know what I mean? You got to be prepared just in case. I'm not saying it will happen on that side. I wish it doesn't, but it might do. Jesus said he didn't come to save people, he come to divide people. That means divide who's got a heart condition and who doesn't. That's why your mother and your brother get separated, and your sister and your brother get separated, and your husband and wife get separated. You know why? Because Jesus separates people from the heart condition, what they really think, right? In the heart and the mind. That's why he comes to separate, not to save, to separate. And the people who are on his side, he's gonna save. The people that's not, it's going to be put on the left. The good people are going to be put on the right. Right? Understand deep shit in the Bible. Really, really deep shit. We ain't actually getting my Bible out. I could give you a sermon now without getting my Bible out because the Holy Spirit's helping me. And it's not me. It's the Holy Spirit that's doing it, not me. Right? Understand that. Not me. The Holy Spirit. Right? If you understand about really deep shit about you gotta portray yourself back in Bible times, before the flood, how did they think? First century, how did they think? Then you portray yourself in Roman times. How many buildings there were with false gods and stuff, and you had to win because you gotta understand in history that when the Christians went into the cities where it were pagans, the temples were classed as banks, actual banks where the money were. So they had to go into these foreign places with false gods, and they had to trade, and it were insulting, basically, in a way. But you had to just put up with it. You know what I mean? As a Christian, because it were false gods, because it were Roman gods and stuff, Athena and this, that, and the other. But they were classed as banks. The temples were classed as banks. Look it up. They're classed as banks, right? Like a commercial bank. Like you go to the bank, like TSB, right? Because everything was done commercial there. Just like a synagogue, right? A synagogue. Why do you think Jesus went in? Because they were running it like a bank instead of actually using the temple as proper worship. They were using it as a bank, right? By selling lame animals and using it as a bank, make profit, right? Like a bank, right? The similarity that's why he condemned them because the world countries like Greece and Rome and all the rest of it used their temples as a bank, right? Money, exchange, this, that, and the other, animals, whatever. Just like the temple did. Because you got to make sacrifices, just like the throne of Athena or whatever. You had to buy animals to do sacrifice, right? Same thing, right? It was the same principle. But in Jerusalem, they were using it for the wrong reason. They were selling lame animals and stuff, right? And they were using it as a bank to make profit by giving them an inferior product too. On top of that, so why do you think Jesus were pissed off? Because he were using the God's temple as a bank, right? Not for worship. Fuck the bank. It were there for worship, not a bank, right? Not like the false idols, like they did in the outside world, as a bank and worship, right? To make money. God's not there to make money out of you. He's there to get worship out of you, right? Not money. Why do you think Jesus said about the woman, the old woman, with the 2 coins? She had nothing. But yet Jesus pointed out why. Because all these rich people were using the synagogue as a bank. And guess what? He made an example. She had 2 coins which were worth nothing in the bank. 2 little small coins that were worth nothing in a bank. And she dropped in. Do you know what he said? That is worth more in God's bank in heaven more than what it is here in the temple. That's why I got pissed off. Worth is nothing. You can have nothing and be worth a lot to God. You can have nothing and be worth a lot to God. Right? He can rise you up from the fucking pit. Right? From the down of life. He can rise you up. Believe me, I know. I've been there, right? And that's for another time. I'm going to talk about it another time, right? When I went traveling, I had no one helping me, right? And yet God looked after me. That'll be another time when I went down south. I'll explain that in another one, right? In another video, maybe in the future, whatever. When I went down Worcestershire, right? Maybe I've explained it before in my previous. I had to delete loads of shit off my channel as well. They were getting too hot. I getting censored loads. The stuff I were posting and stuff. So I've had to like calm down a little bit. So I'm going more on a religious thing now because when I went down Worcestershire, there's some religious things that happened down there that I had an issue with, and that'll be another time. It is funny, but for me it was funny. Maybe not to them, but it was funny to me. But I made an example of them anyway. But I don't know whether they changed. I'm hoping they did, but I'm sure I opened their mind for what I said. Believe me, and I'll explain it. Right, my time in Worcestershire. Right, I'm gonna post it up as my time in Worcestershire. Right. Anyway, you guys have a good one. May God bless you. If you don't want to listen to this, no problem. Don't care. Have a good one. May God bless you.